Yes, YouTube, what is going on? We are back with another brilliant brand new edition of UK Prison Stories. Apologies for yesterday's video, the sound was really bad and I didn't realise until today when I looked at it. Nothing I can do now. I can make up for it with a banging video. Barricading up. Yeah? Going behind the cell door and refusing to come out. Barricading up. Why do prisoners do it? Drink related, drug related, they got a grievance, they feel like they've been mugged off, feel like Screws took a liberty, they feel like the jail took a liberty in some way. It usually comes into it. They're in debt, they want to get off the wing because they're in debt and they can't afford to pay their debt, so they want to take the coward's way out and run away from their problems. Never really gets you nowhere unless you want to ship out. If you want to ship out and you go to the block and then get shipped out from there. Sometimes that don't always work. Sometimes you'll kick off and you just get moved to another wing or something. Anyway, what happens when you barricade up? How do the Screws deal with it? Negotiators, Tornado Squad. And how do they resolve it? Let's have a look.
Barricade, or am I dealing with a hostage? Indications were that it was a barricade, but until I can satisfy myself that all 7 prisoners are in there of their own free will, then I have to make the consideration that it is a hostage.
The procedures are that we would automatically put into place contingency plans which are fairly well established throughout the service for dealing with these sorts of things. The first thing you do is try and negotiate with the prisoners so that they would come out peacefully and without the need to use any form of intervention or force.
Remember I said there'd be teams in.
Those Screws, they're the Tornado Squad. Geezer at the door looks like he's just come from a barbecue. That's the negotiator. Every jail don't come with a negotiator. Every jail don't come with a Tornado Squad. When I got on the roof, the tornado had to come from Dorset, I want to say. I got on the roof in Aylesbury. Negotiator had to come from Spring Hill, which was just around the corner. I'm just saying that every jail doesn't come equipped with a negotiator and a Tornado Squad. Especially when it's really early in the morning, they're not on standby, they've got to come from their barbecues and whatnot.
Teams here, lads, they're just here in case anything goes wrong, right?
The area manager offered support by way of mutual response units, tornado units from other establishments, and because the possibility of a protracted negotiation, I felt that I required more hostage negotiator backup.
No, they're not here for any other reason in case an emergency happens. You've got my assurance on that. These people, you know the...
No, I'm not on about them.
Yeah, I know.
Negotiation strategy is done basically to transfer the balance of power from where the perceived perpetrator is holding it to the negotiator. So by effective negotiations, the perpetrator becomes reliant on the negotiator. Because 3 prisoners wanted to surrender, we obviously had to make sure that they surrendered at a pace that was acceptable to us.
Right, we're just going to get you out, lads. Remember, the door's going to open. You want 1 out at a time only. Okay? Just wait till you're called for to come out.
If you're talking to a prison negotiator and you're expecting anything other than a load of waffle and them to agree with every single thing you say, then you're barking up the wrong tree, so to speak. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear, same as if you had a negotiator on the street. They'd just tell you what you wanted to hear, and then they'd get you out and then they'd arrest you. And I think every prisoner knows that anyway. It's always got to come to an end though, isn't it? And that's what the Tornado Squad's there for, to either get you out of there safely or to drag you out.
The chain on the door was placed there to only allow the door to open sufficiently for 1 person to come out at a time. So for example, if the other prisoner's inside felt that once the door was open, they could rush the negotiator or somebody there and take a member of staff hostage. We had to ensure that that wouldn't happen.
First one. Get through there.
Three surrendered, as we expected, and then as the fourth one was due to come out, he actually caught sight of the senior officer who they felt was responsible for the location of their mate in the segregation area.
Smart.
That's who stood there.
Where?
Look back, what would have bought it? That's the one that fucking started it all. You better look, you don't come in the show.
Listen, these people are just here for your safety, or should anything go wrong? Yeah.
Then we drew into the cell, stating that we can forget it, they're not going to surrender, we might as well go to bed, they would be there till the morning. We began to get indications that they were going to set fires in the cell. We also detected a deterioration in their speech, but we were concerned that they may have some sort of drugs or the possibility of illicit hooch. I felt at that stage that we would probably move beyond the negotiating stage where they would surrender to requiring to intervene.
Right, take her off. Get some lights in there.
Control and restraint relies on arm locks, leg locks, wrist locks, and they're designed to immobilise the individual in a way that will not actually break bones or do significant harm to the individual.
It hurts though, it really does hurt. Get your hand like that and then just give it a push. It really does hurt. It feels like your bones are break. They can break it if they want. I'm not saying they do it all the time. I've seen injuries like that though, but put someone in a pressure hold, they're going to do as they're told.
Any injuries?
They're being brought out in such a way as they are not able to attack any member of staff, but they are humane techniques which have been approved by the Prison Service and the Home Secretary as for legal use of force in prison environments.
Name and number.
Shut up.
Name and number.
EW43.
Any injuries?
He's keen, isn't he? Not even waiting for him to get down to the block. Name a number. They're getting twisted up and dragged out of the cell. Chill out, mate.
Removals such as this kind rely on a team of 3 staff removing an individual prisoner. So we had 4 prisoners, so at least 12 staff would have been used.
The intervention plan was implemented at about 20 to 2 in the morning.
No matter how big and bad you are, most people always end up screaming as well. Oh, all right, please, no more. 2 seconds before he was giving, I'm never coming out. You come in here, we're going to set fires, blah blah. Put him in a little pressure hold, mate, on the wrist.
By 2 o'clock, all 4 prisoners had been removed from the cells without any injury to staff or the prisoners.
Why do the screws all cover their faces, by the way? It's got to be just an intimidation tactic, isn't it? Because if they're doing everything above and beyond the law and all prim and proper and all that, they've got no need to cover their face.
And relocated to cells in another area of the prison.
Not even going to the block. Just going to another jail, no, going to another cell. Lovely jubbly. What they do while he's in there? Decorate. Put Thug Life really nicely on the wall. Mess up their bed and kick their book on the floor. Ooh. The morning after. Ooh.
So we've got two pieces of evidence. On the incident itself, I put down part of the cause was friction reference to movement of the prisoner segregation unit. The Uch was the deciding factor. I think they probably
they may have had concerns about it, but that gave them the Dutch courage to sort of do something about it.
They obviously took that in with them, drunk it, decided to do a bit of a demonstration as such.
Yeah. Well, we felt that possibly he had been drinking, which is why the altercation took place in the first place.
I checked with Ken when I was kicking up on the centre initially at tea time. There was no evidence of him having any hooch at that time, so he had the hooch afterwards.
Papa Smurf's going to say that, isn't he? Yeah. Get rid of the blame. Swerve the blame onto someone else. He didn't have it at surgery, so he must have had it afterwards. Why is his voice so squeaky? It's because he's lying. Don't drink when you're in prison. Nothing ever good comes of it. Prison hooch, prison environment, prison results. Don't do it. Just behave and don't go. If you enjoyed that, hit subscribe and we'll chat again. Adios.